And what's going on? This is James Jackson with MachineMasters.com, checking in with another Machine Masters exclusive tutorial. What I'm going to show you in today's tutorial is how to take individual sounds and map them across the keybed to create machine instruments. So a lot of manufacturers lately have been coming out with these stem packs or these synth packs where they're sampling, old synthesizers, and they're only giving you one note, but they've got it in a folder and it's broken down, and you get 17 actual notes. Um, what those are designed to do is they're designed for you to be able to lay them into some sort of mapping software or your DAW, or in my case I'm using Maschine here, and you map those individual notes to your pad to keys so you can play them as instruments. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So for this example, I'm going to use the Synth Immaculate 3 from MSX. And I'm just going to go right into Prophet 600, Synth Lead, and bam. So now you can see I've got 17 different notes here. So if I was to just, double click on C1 and drop it right onto my pad, that's all it is. And if I was to play it on the keys, you can hear that not only does it sound muddy and crappy, but it's also speeding up the pitch and it's not staying in tune. And it's going a lot faster than the original sample, which is right here. So what I'm going to show you today is how to take all of those individual notes and be able to play them together on one pad, and then you can save them for later as a machine instrument and always be able to recall them. So I'm going to get rid of this. So we're going to just hit right click and reset. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to sampling and you're going to go to zone. So each of these notes are designed for you to be able to drop right into the zone on the map. So you take this one, drop it, bam, right onto C1. So we're going to take E1, drop it to E1, G1, drop it on note G1, so on and so forth until you get all 17 notes on the pad. Now I've already done that because I've prepared myself for this tutorial right up here. So I've got all 17 notes right here. As you can see, they're only individually mapped to what they were pre-played at. So if I hit C1 on the keys, then I hit E1 and then G1, B1. So you can see it's going up the scale. But if I was to press a note that doesn't have one of these instruments on it, that doesn't have one of these samples on it, like C2 here, I'm pressing C2 and I'm getting no sound. It's because there's nothing mapped there. So what I'm going to show you how to do is how to take each of these sounds. We're going to map it so it goes all the way from C1 to C till it looks like that's a G5 up there is the last note, and you're going to be able to play this instrument. So all you're going to do is you're going to go to each of these and we're just going to drag it till it covers all the notes until you get to the next note, like so. So I'm going to have to do this, I'm only going to do it 16 times just to give you an idea. So actually, I'm not even going to do the whole thing. Just going to give you the rough idea on how it's done. So we'll go up to C3. So now, as I play the keys, so you notice that it's playing. And now what you've also noticed is that it's cutting itself off. It's not, it's not muddy. And the way you do that is you come right over here to your voice and settings. Right now I've got it set at polyphony 8. So I could play 8 notes at one time. And then you come over to your pitch envelope, and I've also changed it from one shot to ADSR. So ADSR is basically your attack, decay, sustain, and release. And that's what makes an instrument, an instrument. You have all these different settings that you need to adjust to make it an instrument. So, but you can see if I hold down C1, the note is eventually going to end. Now, say you want to hold that note out. This is what you do. So right down here, you see where it says loop, and you can turn loop on to active or in or off. So right now I've got active off, so we're going to turn it on. And now we're going to actually view the wave file. And now we're going to find a good point to set as a loop point. And now what this loop point does is it basically loops this sample so it doesn't end on you. So I'm going to just zoom in. And when you're finding a loop point, it's best to find where the actual wave file crosses the center line, and you want to start it and end it at both points. So as I zoom in, it looks like we're going to start right there. And let's move over to the other side. So, and it looks like, let's go to the end point. Looks like right about there is where it crosses over. Now, the reason we do that is if you don't do that, then you end up with a clicking or a popping sound, and that doesn't sound good. So now when I hold down this note, let me go down to the C1. So you can hear that it's looping right at that area, right at the selected area. And now the goal is for you to go in and do this for all of the individual notes, and you've created an instrument. You can hear a slight, clicking, and that's where, I slightly was a little off with, determining the end point and the start point, in relation to where the wave cuts off. So you can see down here you've got X fade. And what X fade is, that's basically crossfade. You can turn that up to alleviate that popping noise. So now, the more I turn it up, it sounds like it's just one simple note. And now you repeat the process for every individual note that you have in your instrument. And once you've done that, you simply right click on the sound. Here I'm going to name this, example sound. So now you just right click and you just do save as, and now you can save that as a machine sound. And wherever you save your machine sounds, I'll just do it to the desktop real quick. Example sound, save. So now when I go to my desktop, bam, there it is right there. And I can drop it into another pad if I wanted to and keep going. So drop it right into pad 5. And same thing. So that is how you do that, and you can do that with anything that that you get a sample of. What this is really cool for is if you're a sound designer or you want to get into sound design and you have a synth. I mean, right up here I have an M Audio Venom that's not turned on, but it's a synth, but I can I can create my own sounds out of it, and I can sample it right into Maschine, and I can play it at all these different pitches, map it into the zones on Maschine, and create a Maschine instrument. You can do this for anything. If it's vinyl, whatever the case may be, you can do that. So once again, this is James Jackson with the Maschine Masters tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Make sure you check out machinemasters.com. Make sure you sign up, get involved with our Sample Pack Saturdays. We got the beat battles happening every month. In addition to that, you want to be heard, hit up Swanee River. We got the Beat Corner popping off on digital radio, so make sure you hit us up. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.